Assembly instructions for KitEzi built-in wardrobes. Now that the area is clear and the room has been prepared for electrical, you are now ready to install your new KitEzi wardrobe. The first job to do in installing your new KitEzi wardrobe is to cut out sections of the cornice and skirting boards to allow for the door track assembly. Measuring from the back wall of your wardrobe, measure out 600mm and 550mm, drawing two lines. Using a square, mark the skirting from top to bottom. The section between these lines is removed using a hammer and chisel. Measuring from the back wall of your wardrobe, measure out 600mm and 550mm, drawing two lines. To mark a square line on the cornice, use a corner of card, lining up one edge with the edge of the cornice and drawing a line around the cornice with the other edge. Using a sharp Stanley knife, cut the cornice down the marked lines and across the ceiling and wall. Gently pry the cornice from ceiling and wall to remove. Now is the time to open the packs and familiarize yourself with the parts. Be careful when moving the flat drawer sections as they are fragile in this state. Assembling drawer and shelf unit. Lay out side pieces with inside facing up. Using the kicker rail, mark a line to show where bottom shelf is to be positioned. This should correspond with the holes that are drilled right through. Locating the holes for the center shelf on the outside, center the shelf with that hole on the inside and mark each side as a guide when screwing. Using the marked lines as a guide, screw fixed shelves into place using the 50mm screws. Remember, the fixed shelves are slightly wider than the adjustable shelves. Fit the kicker flush with the front of the shelf. Drill 3mm pilot holes through the shelf and fix with 50mm screws. To fit top rails, hold flush with the top and front. Drill a 3mm pilot hole through the side panel and fix with 50mm screws. Repeat the process for the back rail. Next, the back of the carcass must be cut out to fit the shape of the skirting board. Using a piece of card, make a template and mark the sides of the carcass. Using a jigsaw or coping saw, carefully cut out the shape of your skirting. And stand carcass into place. Remember, when positioning carcass, to allow for drawers to open past the sliding doors and frame. To screw carcass into position, locate the stud and screw into it, or use a masonry fastener if the wall is brick. Remember to make sure the carcass is level. Insert into position and screw into the studs or masonry wall with appropriate fasteners. Using a level, mark a line around the wall flush with the top of the carcass to show where the supports for the shelf are to fit, and measure support lengths. insert into position and screw into the studs or masonry wall with appropriate fasteners. Measure top shelf, both front and back, as walls may not be exactly square, and cut to length. Place into position and screw down to the rails and carcass with 50mm screws. Drawers. Drawer runners are screwed into position using the 5mm Euro screws. Starting from the bottom, screw the lowest runner into the lowest holes. The next runner is screwed into the 7th hole above the one below. Remember, the runners are marked left and right hand and must be screwed flush with the front. Door frame installation. Cut side uprights to length and place into position. Drill pilot holes through into wall. If the wall is made of gyprock, use wall mates to fasten frame to the wall. Replace frame back into position and screw into place. Next, cut the floor plate to fit snug between the skirtings and screw down to the floor on top of the carpet or floor covering. The front of the timber should be 6mm back from the front of the side tracks. Next, cut the aluminium door runner tracks to fit tight inside the two side tracks and screw into position. Assembling drawers. To assemble a drawer, place face down on a firm surface. Squeeze the glue into dowel holes and along face in between holes. Also apply glue to each mitre. Place the bottom into the groove with white side up and fold the other sides around to form a drawer. Knock the dowels together using a hammer and offcut to protect surface. Wipe off excess glue with a damp rag. Using the 30mm round head screws, screw the handles onto the front of the drawer. To install drawer runners, insert clip into rear hole, tapping into place. Then tap down the front end spike into the pre-drilled hole. Fix with 4-gauge 16mm screws. To insert the drawer, place the drawer rollers on the rail behind the front roller and push in. Measure and cut the hanging rail to length. Install the end brackets with the top screw hole 45mm down from the shelf and 250mm from the back rail. If the rail is long, a centre support bracket should be used. To install sliding doors, tilt the top of the door towards the wardrobe and insert into the top track. Swing the bottom of the door into place and gently lower onto the bottom track. To adjust the doors to fit nicely in the opening, adjust screw like so. And that completes the installation of your KitEzi wardrobe. Please send KitEzi your before and after photos to sales@kitezi.com.au to have a chance to win great prizes.